There's something I want to speak to today in a careful way because I'm seeing it come up around me. And I always know when something's coming up over and over, then it's something I need to address or teach on. Esoteric and spiritual teachings can be really powerful. They can open the mind, expand our awareness, and offer deep insight into the nature of reality. They can be really enlightening and really helpful when understood and grounded properly. But when those teachings are shared without grounding, without psychological understanding, grief awareness, or nervous system safety, or when the teacher is not yet fully embodying the understanding of those teachings can actually destabilise people rather than help them, which is why in the ancient times in the mystery schools, teachings were only given at the times when people were ready to receive them, and they were very discerning how they went about that. This happens sadly most of the time to the people that are already vulnerable, people who have suffered grief, for example, who have experienced severe trauma. And they're often the ones who are really searching for meaning because life has shaken them to the core so much. So I want to make this clear. Any teaching you receive by any teacher that leaves you in a state of fear needs to be questioned by yourself. If you're left afraid of life itself, afraid of love, afraid of the light, which is the latest teaching going around, or even afraid of your own inner experience, and it's not awakening you, rather it's destabilizing you, then you need to put it down and take some space. Ancient texts, symbolic cosmologies, esoteric frameworks were never meant to be taken literally, everybody. They were even said in the books to be allegorical. Allegory, a story to explain human experience and that which we can't put into words. The ancients knew they were tools for inquiry, metaphor and reflection, not doctrines, not dogma, not designed to frighten people. They were not written to be a horror story. We do not need cosmic villains, prison planets, reincarnation traps that perpetrates suffering on the human level and the spiritual level, which is damaging for the soul. And when I say damaging, what I mean is it puts pressure on the soul. The soul obviously is infinite, indestructible, and completely free of the ability to even be destroyed. However, it doesn't mean it doesn't put an immense amount of pressure and stress and strain on the soul, and you feel it through your body. Loss, trauma, conditioning, and the way that the human brain itself has evolved already account for a real great deal of everything that we try to understand in our lives. That's the physical side of life. These are things we can work with, heal and integrate in grounded ways. So here's a simple stabilizing question I always invite people to ask. Does this teaching help me feel more present, compassionate, heart-based? Does it make me feel more steady? Does it make me feel more peaceful, more at ease? Or does it leave me feeling anxious, fearful, disconnected from myself and isolated from others? If it's the second, that doesn't mean you failed spiritually. It means your system is telling you something very important. The balance is out. You don't need to decide what to believe right now. You don't need to solve the universe right now. You don't need to push yourself into ideas that make your body feel unsafe right now. You can come back to that. This is a period your body's telling you it's time for some integration, some inner reflection. Because remember, everything that you need is within you, and your body is directly connected to your soul, and it will tell you. You've got to listen. Truly, sometimes the most spiritually intelligent thing you can do for yourself is to step back from any theory and come back to your body. Choose what is supporting stability, meaning, connection. The ancient teachings and spiritual wisdom should help you live. It should help you love. It should help you stay human and be the spiritual, eternal soul being that you are. In balance. If a teaching pulls you away from that balance, it's perfectly okay to put it down. And sometimes we need to return to a teaching once we have integrated it into our body and we are ready for the next level of depth, which is why spiritual teaching is often seen as a spiral. We learn something, we integrate it at a certain level of awareness, and then as we grow again, we come back to it and we see it from another depth and another level. So it's not that the ancient teachings are wrong and need to be thrown out, baby with the bathwater and all that. It's that if you're feeling destabilised by them, it's time to come back to you and to have self-trust. And that in itself is an amazing lesson. Now, if you're finding me for the first time, my name's Claire. I guide people to understand their soul and consciousness. I help them find clarity, stability, meaning and connection. So if this has resonated with you, you know what to do. Make sure you press the follow button, like, comment, share, all of that. It really, really does help.